Welcome back. We are halfway through the KGW Great Food Drive, and it's going really well. One of the strengths of the drive is our partnerships, and joining me now is Rose Williams-Guevara with Oregon Food Bank and Alexis Molinari with the Farmers Market Fund. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So you're both also board members of the Oregon Farmers Market Association. So tell me how all these organizations are connected and work together.
Yeah, I think it's important to give context to the bigger picture and talk about what a food system is. And what a food system really is how food moves from farm to table. How we grow it, how we sell it, buy it, how we make sure that everyone can access it. And I think that context is important, understanding how our organizations work.
Yeah, definitely. So our organizations work in different parts of the food systems, but all toward the same goal. So making sure that Oregonians have access to food, but also that we have a say in where our food comes from, how we buy it, and how we grow it. So Oregon Food Bank really works to make sure that everyone can access food regardless of background, economic status, or anything like that. We also work to protect food stamps and other hunger reduction programs. The Oregon Farmers Market Association really promotes and supports farmers markets, but also trains the workforce that actually runs those farmers markets throughout the state. And then Farmers Market Fund is the one that makes sure that food is accessible for local folks by coordinating the Double Up Food Bucks program, which offers extra food for people experiencing hunger.
Yeah, okay, you talked about a lot of things there.
Yeah.
You mentioned a lot. And Alexis, you mentioned food systems. So explain a little bit more about what that is and what role the farm stands and the farmers markets play.
Yeah, so like I said, food systems really is just the web of how food moves from the farmer to the people that are going to consume it. And farmers markets and farm stands really do play a very unique role in that system. They're places where culture, community, care all come together to help strengthen our communities and our local food system. Farmers can sell directly to people and have that connection. And there's small business hubs that support small businesses. I mean, in Oregon, there's 150 farmers markets, and that brings 4.2 million visitors every year. And ends up supporting 7,000 small businesses last year, for example. So it really is kind of a win-win where not only are we making food more accessible to people, but it's supporting our local economy and our local food system.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned SNAP benefits. Of course, there was the disruption last fall. It seems like there's changes frequently. So do farmers markets accept SNAP benefits?
Oh yes, definitely. Farmers markets are a great place to use your SNAP benefits. You can go to the info booth at any of the farmers markets, and they'll tell you how to operate and use your food stamps there. For instance, if you use $20 off your SNAP card there, you can get double up, so that's $40 that you can use toward fresh produce. And this is particularly important right now because as we see in Oregon, their food banks can only do so much. For every meal that a food bank provides, SNAP provides 7. So it's really important that we keep strengthening these systems because they're very important to local economies. When we see things cut at the federal level, it's going to affect what happens here in Oregon. And a lot of people don't realize that for every dollar that's invested in SNAP benefits, it generates $1.50 in local economic activity. So it's really important that we continue to create stable food systems here in Oregon so we can weather any changes that are coming at a federal or even international level.
Yeah, and obviously this is a lot about access to food, but it is also about the economic impact.
Totally.
You mentioned that. Do you want to talk more about that?
Yeah, I mean, the economic impact that programs like this have is really big. For example, last year alone, $3.8 million in Double Up Food Bucks was used across grocery stores, farm stands, farmers markets, and over $6 million in income labor was created as a result of the Double Up Food Bucks.
Wow.
Spending that was made possible, that made that possible. So it really has a huge economic impact, and we're talking about a lot of small business, a lot of small producers, and creating a lot of different jobs. So it really helps stabilize our economy.
Yeah. Well, how can people get involved in the work that you do, and how can they get involved?
Yeah, there's so much you can do. You can go to OregonFarmersMarkets.org. You can find a market near you, type in your zip code, see what's available. You can also see our trainings and events if you're interested in starting a market in your community. You can go to doubleup.org if you're wanting to see all the locations that you can use your Double Up food bucks at. And if you'd like to support us through volunteerism or making donations, we'd be so grateful. farmersmarketfund.org/donate is a great place to put your support as well.
Any final thoughts, Alexis? Anything
No,
to add to that?
I mean, we've covered a lot. I just hope that you visit the websites and visit your farmers market near you.
Yes, I know they're going to be starting up soon, so it's exciting. And our goal this year is to collect enough donations to provide more than 1 million meals for local people and families in need. And you can help by giving online at kgw.com/fooddrive. And all this week, Pacific Foods will match all donations up to $5,000. We want to thank local Toyota dealers, Pacific Office Automation, Rivermark Community Credit Union, and Safeway for supporting this year's food drive. And thanks to both of you for coming
Thank
and
you.
the great work you do.
Yeah,
Glad to be here.
thanks for
Thanks so
having
much.
us.